Hello, welcome back to Truthseekerstea. My name is Kate and I'm thankful to have you here for today's pick a card reading. Also, if you guys are interested in love readings and personal development, then I'd love to have you subscribe for future pick a card readings. But today we're going to be looking at what your person would want to say to you if they could. And so I'm going to try to tune into the person that you came to the reading for, but of course, I can't control what comes through. So it's possible that a message from another person comes through. So I would just use your discernment as to whether or not it's a message that you want to hear. So there are 3 piles to choose from. For pile number 1, we have the You Are Magic Tarot with this clear quartz point. For pile number 2, we have the Dark Days Tarot with this Angel Aura point. And then for pile number 3, we have the Lucid Minds Tarot with this Black Obsidian point. I'll have the timestamps linked down below, and there will be an extended reading for each pile. And it's going to be a little bit different just depending on what comes through. So stay tuned for that if that's something you're interested in. And other than that, I will have the names of these decks in the description box in case you guys are curious. But without further ado, I'll see you at your pile. Hello, pile number 1. Welcome to your reading. If you chose the You Are Magic Tarot and this clear quartz point, this is going to be a reading where we're going to be looking at what your person would say to you, or the person that you have on your mind. What would they say to you if they could, or if they were being honest with you? So I'm going to jump right in. I have a little bit less time to film this week, so just try to be extra discerning as to whether or not this sounds like a connection that resonates with you. Don't take on any messages that don't feel like they're for you. Okay, so for pile number 1, what would their person want to say to them? Please tune me into the energy of pile number 1's person. Okay, what would they say to them? We have the Queen of Pentacles. I'm hoping that you guys can see these. Yeah, you can. They're very simple cards that don't have too much contrast to them, so hopefully you guys can see them. All right, what would pile number 1's person want to say to them? We have the Lovers, Gemini energy. We have the 4 of Wands in reverse. We have the Page of Cups. I'm just going to clarify these and then we'll get in. Can we clarify the Queen of Pentacles? We have the 9 of Cups in reverse. Can we clarify the Lovers? We have the 2 of Swords. Can we clarify the 4 of Wands? We have the 4 of Cups. I'm hearing that I didn't know what I wanted, and there's sort of an apology coming through. Can we clarify the Page of Cups? We have the 7 of Swords. And then the 9 of Pentacles at the back of the deck. Okay, let me get a sip of water and then we'll get in. It's like they're addressing their behavior, and it feels like they're talking about some kind of a decision that they made or didn't make towards this connection. With both of these 9 of Cups and the 9 of Pentacles being here, I feel like this person would talk about the place that they were in, and it feels like they weren't super emotionally fulfilled. And so it's almost like they would want to say like what should have been an easy decision, what should have been an obvious decision towards this connection, became like the Two of Swords, where they didn't know which way. And I feel like what they'd want to say is, in hindsight, they see that you were the higher cup, or the obvious right choice is what I'd want to say. And the reason why I say right choice, it's not like there's wrong or right choices, but with the Lovers here, this talks about making choices from a place of love, essentially. And I feel like when we think about our options in life, and this is kind of random, but I was just thinking about this yesterday, how it's actually really interesting that this card is coming through, because I was deeply debating last night, are there right or wrong decisions? And then I kind of went down this like spiral about it, of like, because there was a certain oracle deck that said there's no right or wrong decisions in love, there's only something. And I feel like I've heard things like that, and it kind of depends on what you define right as. And I guess like my opinion would be that there's like always two options in life, and it's to act from a place of love or act from a place of fear. And it's like you're either in the vibration of love or you're in the vibration of not love. And it's kind of interesting how that's like, this is just kind of going on a tangent, but like how computers are like binary. It's like ones and zeros. And I feel like somehow that's connected. That's just random. But I feel like if this person was in the right energy, they would have seen this connection a lot more clearly. And with the Queen of Pentacles here, I feel like they'd want to say that they see you as a very stable, abundant, relationship material kind of person, as someone who's also very abundant. And I feel like with the Nine of Cups in reverse, they didn't recognize it as a wish fulfillment, or they didn't recognize you as a wish fulfillment, or something that they would really want. Or not like that they would really want, but something that it's like their judgment was very clouded. And it just feels like they're reflecting on it. And I feel like with the Nine of Pentacles, it feels like they want to say that they're in a better place. And with the Four of Wands in reverse, that makes me feel like this person would want to say that it's like they were lacking some level of stability, or it could have been that they were having like issues within their family, or issues within something, like some sort of foundation in their life with the Four of Wands in reverse. It's like they weren't able to be open to this because they were lacking some sort of foundation. And I feel like with the Seven of Swords here, they're apologizing for not being more upfront with you, or not being more honest and open-hearted with you. And they may have just taken the easy way out, or yeah, it's like because of the energy they were in, they weren't in an open-hearted, emotionally available energy towards you. And again, with the Page of Cups, that feels like an apology. So it's like they'd want to apologize for that. And I feel like they'd want to say that they've been working on their sense of self and their sense of stability. And I feel like they'd want to say that especially if you felt rejected by this person with the Four of Cups here, like this person could have rejected you, or you just maybe didn't choose you. I don't know if this person even was direct about it, because it's coming through like if there was something that happened in the past with this connection, it feels like they didn't address it directly. And so maybe that's something else that they regret or feel shameful that they didn't just confront the situation. It's like they felt like it was uncomfortable for them. And because of that, they didn't want to deal with it. And that's how it kind of feels, which is, it is what it is, but that's how it's kind of coming through. And so I feel like this person avoided accountability, or but I feel like they're saying that because they're trying to say that it's never that they didn't see your value with the Queen of Pentacles. It's like it's coming through very much like it's not you, it's not you, it's me. That's the message kind of. And it's saying it like, because of my own weakness and like character deficits and like not being happy with myself at that time, I would even say that they didn't feel worthy of you. Yeah, it's like I didn't feel like I was on your level. Because I was so unfulfilled, is what this person would want to say, that they were so unfulfilled that they didn't even this could be a situation where they ran away or they avoided this, or it required too much vulnerability of them, or it required a level of maturity or emotional intelligence and integrity that they just didn't have at that time. And it feels like maybe this was the past, or if this was recent. If this is for some of you recent, then I feel like there's kind of an apology just coming through for their behavior and like lack of explanation. And then it would kind of be the situation of this person's trying to work on their stability. But it just feels like very much of an apology and trying to explain the lack of foundation in their life that led to them acting this way. And it's kind of coming through like when there's so much chaos or like distraction, or like there's so much going on in your life, or like it's almost like, imagine someone that doesn't have a lot of peace in their life or doesn't have a lot of stability. It's harder to make decisions from that position, which I understand that. And it's also like if this person was mentally not sharp. It's like they were, I want to say they might have even been distracted on a level. Yeah, it's like they just didn't even think. It's like they see you as like the ideal lover, though. That's something they'd want to say. They see you as an ideal partner, and they feel the connection with you. They feel like there is a really strong, they feel the connection is something they'd want to tell you as well. Like they definitely feel the chemistry and the potential. But it's almost like what you reflected to them and like the potential with you within your energy, and just like you held up a mirror to where this person is not at that level, where this person is not able to sustain or maintain a connection with you for many reasons, you know, or it's like they don't have the foundation. And the foundation oftentimes I feel like is like the Nine of Pentacles. And it's kind of coming through as well, where if you don't, not like if you don't love well, kind of if you don't love yourself, but also if you're not feeling like your self-esteem is good and you're not feeling abundant in your life, like it's hard then then the relationship would be imbalanced essentially. And it's like they would want you to know that you come through with such a strong foundation and such a capacity for love that they just didn't feel that they were deserving of or even capable of. And it's really coming through like there's like, they'd want to say it's like there's an internal lack of harmony and happiness and self-worth that's separate from however it seems on the outside. So also if like this person seems like, maybe they'd want to say like maybe they seem like they have it together more than they do, like they it's possible they'd want to say that, like even if it looks like that on the outside, on the inside I actually feel like a POS. Like I feel super unfulfilled, super unhappy, like I don't know what I'm doing, like I don't know what I want, like like this person would say they're a little bit lost as well. Yeah. Maybe also there's a message here of this person also could have been trying to distract themselves from, like with the Ten of Wands here. Yeah, Five of Swords. I almost feel like they were potentially trying to distract themselves from a lot of burdens or stress that they were carrying or negative situations. With the star in reverse, yeah, it's like, I don't think this person was in a very good place maybe when there was an opportunity for you to. I just want to see what the Four of Wands in reverse is about. I actually think what they're trying to say here as well is like, I don't think I need to pull another card. It's coming through that they didn't feel like they could give you what you wanted to. Like, they felt like if they're in this imbalanced energy, how could they create a solid foundation with you? Or if they don't have that, it's like they can't mirror it. There's a lot here coming through about your energy and their deficits and how that caused them to run away or not want to face this. And I also feel like there's an energy here of this person maybe not regarding your feelings as much, or not, I'm trying to put this into words, but it's like, the best way I could describe it is almost like, imagine if someone seems very happy or like a lot is going well for them in life. You almost are feeling like if you are in a lesser position than that person, you almost underestimate your capacity to hurt them because they seem like they're so much above you. Like anything you do couldn't really faze them anyways, or like you don't even see them as struggling, or you don't see their humanity as much. And so I almost feel like this person didn't, and this is me going into what I'm kind of perceiving from this, is it's like they were being very selfish. And I think that's what caused them to maybe blatantly, like, I want to say disrespect or not regard you. Like, they may have just acted in a way that didn't respect you and your feelings. And I think they did that because they saw themselves as in such a lesser position that it's like, yeah, does that make sense? I'm almost trying to, it's not necessarily logical, but I feel like I've seen this energy before, and I'm trying to think about where I relate to it. I guess the best thing I could say is when I've been in a very like low mental state, or like my mental health was like really bad, like rock bottom, tower moments in my life, like dark night of the soul status. I remember like almost just having so much anxiety, and it's not coming through with this person that it was anxiety, but this would be my reason for it, is that like, because I had so much anxiety, I like didn't address things directly with people in the way that they deserved. It's almost like I just felt like I couldn't. And even though I knew that that was like not the right thing to do, I just like had to almost put myself first because I had no capacity. Like I had nothing to give. And it's almost like just by existing and trying to be in relations to other people, it was like a recipe for hurting others. Because yeah, it's like if you're sinking, I don't know. I hope that makes sense, but that's what I'm kind of getting here. But there definitely is an apology coming through. Okay, I'm going to get some oracle cards, some message cards here. Here, actually, let's do this deck first. And then there will be an extended reading. And I think for this pile, what do I want to look at for this pile? I feel like it might be helpful to look at where is this person at now? What are their intentions or next actions or lack of actions going to be here? Like, do they have any intention of making things right? Or what's the deal kind of? Where is this connection headed is what I want to know. And then we'll get guidance for you on whatever your spirit team wants you to know as well to navigate this connection. But first, let's continue. So what will pile number one's person say to them? We have message in a bottle in reverse. We have higher power in reverse. We have clean it up. And then we have here and now. And then we have happy, happy in reverse, which I'm not surprised to see, because a main theme that was coming through is this person trying to explain that they weren't happy with their life. And like their lack of happiness within their own self and their own life did really impact what's coming through, as well as their ability to be present with you. And I feel like with the message in a bottle in reverse, it's coming through that this person wasn't in a receptive energy where they were able to receive insights to this at the time. Yeah, it's like they weren't in a, they weren't, think about how, and this is what I'm trying to pick up, or this is what I've been getting the whole time, is I'm trying to just make it make sense, is when you're very not present, or you're very much in your head, you're overthinking, you have all these troubles that you're trying to figure out, or you have these past events in your life that are causing you like grief, and you're ruminating on them. It's very hard to be present and receptive to people in your life. And it's also vice versa if you're thinking into the future a bunch and let's say you're very stressed about what's going to happen. If you're too far in the future or too far in the past, it's like it limits your ability to be present. And I feel like with Clean It Up here, this is really speaking to the fact that they had a lot of baggage or a lot on their plate that like you didn't bring to the connection. And it's like they're trying to clear that up with you and say that it's very much their side of the street that needs cleaning. And I just feel like with Message in a Bottle and Higher Power in reverse, I feel like they'd want to say that they were disconnected from spirit and disconnected from their higher self, is how it feels. They would want to say they were in a very disconnected state where they just didn't have their right mind on them. And it's almost, I feel like this person wants to say it's not like they're trying to make excuses. They just want you to understand. And I feel like what they're trying to say with the Four of Cups here is, again, with like the Message in a Bottle, it's like they weren't seeing the signs of, it's like, just think about the Four of Cups. It's like there's this cup being offered and a person is disregarding the emotional cup being offered to them. And it's like they weren't able to see at the time, because of their baggage, what a higher cup you are. Like that's the main message as well. Like they weren't able to see that, to see what a like gift you are, and how like spirit was trying to talk through you, or it's like they didn't know up from down, or they didn't know, not even that they didn't know, but because they were so scrambled or had a lot on their plate or a lot of burdens, they weren't able to, like they ran away from spirit, or like it almost just feels like you were a higher cup to them, or you were a gift from spirit, something that was meant to help them, and they feel like they didn't even see it. Like they had their like, I'm just thinking about with the original Two of Swords here, it's like there was a blindfold on with this person. Okay, what would pile number one's person want to say to them? Oh my gosh, I just shuffled the wrong deck. Sorry, guys. Just give this a couple shuffles. What would pile number one's person want to say to them? Again, it's really like, it should have been so obvious, like the signs were there, but they were not receiving them or oblivious to them. What would pile number one's person want to say? We have Man holding a heart. We have Magician in the mirror. We have Victory in reverse. We have Angel of Love, and then the World in reverse. Yeah, adjacent possibilities. Okay, so I feel like what this person will want to say is that they almost didn't even, like they didn't have an open mind. And I feel like as well with the Four of Cups here, this is also speaking to this person's limited perspective, or having like a narrow viewpoint. I'm also not surprised to see blossoming abundance in reverse. I saw this while shuffling, and I feel like this is a major aspect of it, is this person just felt like they weren't abundant. But what they'd want to say is that they were in this time period of not recognizing the options around them. They were like not seeing how there was alternate timelines and a different way of going about things. And I feel like this very much is like mirroring the idea of when you're not present in life, how you can just feel so burdened and like your mind just can create a very limited view, I guess. And it's like your mind starts telling the narrative of a certain story about how things are. And I feel like if you're ever able to get into meditation, it's like suddenly like doors start opening and synchronicities start happening. And you're just suddenly like, once you get out of your head, there's this whole other field that's waiting for you. And I feel like that's what this person is referencing, is that they were not in touch with that field. And yeah, with the world in reverse, it just talks about a limited viewpoint of all the different options and ways that victory could happen as well. And I feel like this person was what's coming through is that they were in a very fixed mindset of what they could do and what they couldn't do, or like what paths were available to them. It's like they had a very fixed viewpoint of what could possibly be successful or not. And again, there's like a lack of belief in what they could have created with you. And it's like, again, with this angel of love, I feel like this person is seeing you like that, as this, like, truly this angel of love. And they just couldn't see that there was a path to you. I feel like with the man holding a heart here, the first message that came through with that is that I feel like this person maybe thought of the type of person that they needed to be with you, or like who you would want. And it's like they had this visceral feeling of like, I can't be that for you, or I'm not what you want. And I feel like with the Four of Cups here as well, there was also a part of them that felt like you would eventually reject them, or yeah, it's like, I feel like this is also a situation of I left you before you could leave me, or like before I could experience failure, I didn't try. But it's like they would want to say they would want, it's like almost this energy, of course they would want that, but like because they didn't see the path to that being possible, they sabotaged it. Or they didn't even take it seriously. They didn't even really, actually, not even that they didn't even take it seriously. They really didn't even perceive it. Like they didn't even recognize, which sounds crazy because it's like, even if you were right in front of them, like saying what you wanted or like giving them an opportunity, it's like even when that happened, they still didn't even feel like they were able to take the opportunity. And it's coming through, like, imagine if someone invited you to go like snowboarding, and you would obviously want to go snowboarding, but you don't have a pass. You don't have any of your own gear or clothes. And it's just like, you kind of have to say no, because even though you'd want to go, it's like, I just, because I don't have these like luxuries, I don't have these things, like I can't do that. And like, I feel like that's what is kind of coming through as. Anyways, I'm seeing this on the back of the deck. I sabotaged this connection. I regret it. Can we get some closing messages for pile number one of what they'd want to say? Pile number one's person. Okay, so we have, please believe in us. This connection is worth the wait. Nothing in my life is the same without you. Please give me time to open up. We've both changed. I'm not sure about the future. I have so much guilt for the way I treated you. Life has been hard and we paid the price. I feel like that's like ultimately what I'm picking up on. I avoided what I was feeling. I'm facing my shadows and I want to change. So yeah, I am picking up on a level of this person, which didn't come through as much in the cards, but this fact that they don't want to lose you. They don't want the opportunity without you. I feel like this person is coming to understand what you offer. And I feel like this person is like, I'm not sure if I've messed things up so badly that it's not even on the table, but there's this real hope of you not giving up on them and giving them a chance, or giving them another chance is what I'd want to say. And I'm not going to comment on that. That's up for you guys to decide how you feel about it. But again, so for the extended reading then, I definitely want to see what their current intentions are, what their next actions towards you are going to be, where the connection's headed. And then anything you need to know about this person or this connection from your spirit team, and just overall guidance on what they really want you to hear when it comes to this person. So I'll have that link down below in the description box if you guys are interested. And other than that, if you guys found this video helpful or interesting, if you're able to hit the like button, leave a comment, I really appreciate that. And if you're not subscribed, this channel really focuses on love readings and personal development. If that's something that you're like readings about, please hit the subscribe button so you don't miss future pick a card readings. Other than that, thank you so much for letting me read for you, and I hope to connect with you again soon. Hello, pal number 2. If you chose the Dark Days Tarot with this Angel Aura point, this is going to be a reading where we're going to see what this person would want to say to you. Ideally, it will be the person you have on your mind, but you may have been drawn to this reading for another connection. So it's just going to be up to you as to whether or not you want to hear the message. I'm going to jump right in today. So I would just try to be extra discerning. Oh my gosh, you guys, because these cards are squares, I get so confused. Oh my gosh, I've already mixed it up, haven't I? I get confused about which way it's going. I don't know if I can even talk and shuffle at the same time. Okay, that should be good. All right. This shouldn't be so hard, but it is. Okay, there we go. So for pile number 2, please tune me into the energy of this person that wants to give them a message. Please tune me into pile number 2's person's energy. What would pile number 2's person want to say to them if they could? All right. We have the 5 of Wands in reverse. It's taking a while for these to come out. Okay, we have the 8 of Pentacles coming out. It came out this way, so I guess we'll keep it like that. Why not? We have the Fool in reverse, and then we have the Star in reverse. Okay, so let me just look at this. And it's interesting that it took so long for something to come out, and the 5 of Wands is the first card. 5 of Wands in reverse for me can be a card of someone that's avoiding conflict. Feels like this person's, like, there's a kind of a fearful energy coming through from this person. Like, yeah, and then Strength in reverse at the back of the deck. Like, I feel like this person is lacking courage to talk to you or to resolve something with you. Like, yeah, okay. And like, okay, can we clarify the 5 of Wands in reverse? Aquarius, double Aquarius energy with the Fool and the Star. What will pile number 2's person want to say? Okay, we have the, maybe this is why this person is not wanting to talk. It's hilarious. This is hilarious. We have the Queen of Swords in reverse at the back of the deck, or not the back of the deck, but just coming through. So I feel like this person is maybe very afraid of like getting into an argument with you, or I don't know why, but there's an energy of like being afraid of what you would say. I don't know if you're not happy with this person, but it's like they're avoiding some kind of a conflict is how it feels, or they're avoiding voicing something. But let's see. Can we clarify the Eight of Pentacles? This is what they would want to say. Okay. We have the King of Pentacles in reverse. Can we clarify the Fool? We have the Tower in reverse. The song Scared to Start is coming through. Can we clarify the Star in reverse too, please? The Two of Wands in reverse. Okay, the Ten of Swords in reverse, the back of the deck. Okay, this is interesting. I feel like this person, well, their energy is just, it's hard to know exactly how they would say this, but like the message that's coming through is this energy around, it's like they're afraid to talk to you or something. It's like they're afraid to have a different opinion from you. And I feel like, I don't know if it just this, I'm going to throw this out there. I don't know if this is a situation where you're a more outgoing or like outspoken person, and so you know more of what you want. And I don't know if this is a person has a hard time speaking the truth, or just like speaking, like this could be someone who has a people-pleasing tendency or is afraid of causing conflict. Like, yeah, that's what I'm kind of getting. But it feels like it's like they're afraid to tell you that they aren't feeling confident in moving forward, like in the connection, like taking a risk, or they're not feeling. With the King of Pentacles in reverse, it feels like they're not stable, or they're not in a position to be in a committed relationship, or okay, this is wild. This is wild. Sorry, another situation's coming through here. I'm going to just finish what I was saying, but another line of thought that's coming through is someone who did something foolish and now they're feeling like they've done something to ruin the connection. I'm going to put this in reverse, the Eight of Pentacles. I just feel like that's how it's meant to be. But I mean, Scared to Start is coming through though. So it's almost like, I don't know if this person, okay, this is how it feels. It feels like this is someone that may have not spoken up about what they really felt capable of, or what they really felt ready for. Like, I feel like maybe this person isn't ready to move forward, or just like isn't ready for something more serious, or something that they'd have to put a lot of energy into. But it almost feels like they acted in this, it's almost, okay, this is what's coming through. It's like when someone can be a people pleaser, it's almost like they don't bring up the conflict because they're afraid that if they bring up their perspective or like their truth, they're afraid that that's going to be like a betrayal, or like that's going to be an ending to the connection, or like that the person that it's a betrayal almost. So it's almost like they put too much, they have a lot of fear. This person has a lot of fear around being honest and being truthful about how they're feeling and what they want. That's the biggest thing coming through. And it's like they're almost like afraid of your reaction to that. And this could be without you ever having about, like, this feels like something ingrained to this person. Like, it feels like someone that was like punished for speaking up, or was punished for saying how they feel, or was dismissed or rejected when they spoke up. And so like with the Fool in reverse, it's almost like they're afraid to take any risks. I just want to, but what just like came through was like the Star and the Fool in reverse. It's like, I feel like this person feels like they aren't as adventurous as you. They aren't as unique, or like this person almost would want to tell you that they don't have the same level of courage or the same level of like fearlessness. Like, I feel like maybe this person sees you as more fearless. Like, maybe you say what you think, and like you're not afraid of ruffling feathers, and like you're not afraid of doing your own thing. You're not afraid of challenging the status quo and like being honest. And I almost feel like this person doesn't mirror that in some way, or like they just don't feel like they are like that. But they almost, I just am confused as to what this person would want to say is their honest feelings. And I don't know if this has been uncommunicated, but it's like, I think this person feels a little bit intimidated by you, whether or not that is rational or not. This person feels intimidated by you, and they feel they're more afraid. Like, it's like they're more afraid of just diving in and jumping in and getting to work. They're afraid of failure. They're afraid. It's like they'd want to tell you of all their fears and the things that limit them and stop them. And it's almost like, this reminds me of being a kid, and wanting someone to just like listen to my anxiety, and so they can validate that I don't have to do the thing that scares me. Like, that's how it feels, is like wanting to get someone to understand why my point of view is valid. And so I feel like this person has a hard time validating their own point of view. Yeah. This person's afraid to stand out as well. It's like this person doesn't feel as comfortable standing out. This person likes to blend in, doesn't like to challenge other people. So yeah. But I feel like this person's very afraid of causing an issue with you, though, at the same time. So it's almost like this person, what this feels like is like maybe this person is used to being around people where other people are doing more status quo types of things. But then when it comes to you, maybe you're more unique in your perspective. And so this person's so used to agreeing with other people and just kind of going with what other people want. It's almost like they can't do that with you because it pushes them too far out of their comfort zone. If that makes sense. So I think this person want to say that they're very like out of their comfort zone. Yeah. Can we clarify what's going on with this person? What are the themes relevant here? Yeah, so it says, I forgive myself for thinking others should also be excited about what I personally find to be interesting and worthwhile. I choose to believe that my preferences are a unique expression of who I am, and I may experience deeper fulfillment and clarity when honoring my desires independently. I'm just going to get a couple of these. It says, I forgive myself for taking another person's emotional reaction as my own. I choose to believe that allowing others to take ownership of their emotional experience empowers them to heed the loving message present within that emotion. Yeah, it's now safe to allow myself to envision a life that feels good to me despite what others may say or may think or say about it. I choose to remember that my desires hold the key to my true being, and when I honor my unique desires unapologetically, I seamlessly allow for the creation of the life of my dreams. Yeah, so this is really or I don't know, it just came through like a stutter. Like, this person's very afraid to challenge the status quo. And again, it is coming through like the child, like purpose seeker with the child. I think this person has a hard time with like doing what is true to them, or like being their authentic. This person really struggles to be their authentic self, especially if that authentic self is not validated by the external. Like, this person feels like this person feels invalid or wrong in walking their unique path and standing out, of like going out of the comfort zone or of being their unique self, especially if other people disapprove or don't like that. So yeah, and that's what I'm picking up on for sure. Anything else just to clarify this energy? I forgive myself for trying to be for others that which I first need to be for myself. Yeah, totally. And then this is another one, yeah. And this is at the back of the deck. Okay, literally just another one that totally relates. Okay, so I'm just going to read these and then we'll get a little bit deeper in. But it says, I forgive myself for trying to be for others what I must first be for myself. I choose to believe that when I allow myself to step away and prioritize my needs, I create the opportunity for others to discover ways to fulfill their own unique needs as well. And then we have, I forgive myself for thinking I must look or act a certain way in order to be enough. I choose to believe that I'm innately worthy. When I allow every aspect of my being to be expressed without discrimination, I realize the extent of my brilliance. And that's what I've been picking up on, is that this person feels like being their authentic self is not valid, like, essentially, or they think that who they are is not enough, so they feel like they need to be what other people will approve of, or like they morph themselves to only express traits or parts of themselves that they think other people will either share that perspective, or, you know, in some circumstances it's like this person is used to an environment where there was a level of rejection, again, or punishment for speaking their truth. And then, yeah, this is totally what I've been picking up on. It's now safe to let go of the survival mechanism of betraying myself in order to avoid conflict. And that's that Five of Wands in reverse. And it could be because they had like a very, like, they maybe had a very judgmental parent that like maybe made fun of them, or maybe this person's even been bullied before for themselves. It's giving some level of negative experience in life that has made it hard for you to stand out. It says, I choose to remember that although conflict may be uncomfortable, when I choose to honor myself in the face of a conflict, I'm better able to advocate for an emergence of a new dynamic that serves me better. And I feel like that might be what's happening here, is like this person is struggling. I'm just saying, either way, it's like this person, they just want to tell you this. It's like they want to tell you what they struggle with, and that they're afraid to be honest with you. Like, that's what they would say if they could. Like, that they're afraid to be honest and authentic because they have like trauma around that, is how it feels. And because this person is looking to please other people, they become inauthentic, and it's like creates these towers. And I don't know what's going on in the connection, but it's like this person is explaining why they are the way they are, or like what's going on with them internally. Because I feel like this is someone who could really come off like they're out to hurt people, but it's more that this person has a hard time advocating for their needs. And so it's like they're prone to just going along with what other people want. And so this person probably attracts very like dominant personalities where they're kind of used to that. And I feel like even if you are a person that just has a healthy sense of like self and self-esteem, even that would be hard for this person to, even that's kind of intimidating for this person because they don't feel like they can just stand on their opinion or like what they want. Yeah, so they just are afraid to stand out and take risks is what they'd want you to know. Interesting. Okay. Let's get some more oracle cards. They might even want, like, I feel like for some of you, maybe they have a different opinion from you about what they want, and they feel like this is not okay, and like they're afraid of what you would say about it. So I don't know if they sabotage the connection, but we're going to do an extended reading where we're going to see more about the connection, going a little bit deeper. So I would want to see like what this person authentically wants then for this connection. Like what are their authentic desires in regards to this connection? What are the truths that they've been holding back from telling you? Apart from just this. Okay, well, how did this get to it? Okay. Oh my gosh. And I just saw that flexible card. It's like this person has a tendency to be overly flexible. Okay, can we clarify what pile number 2's person want to say, though? We have to be fair. We have clean it up. We have poise in reverse, and we have yang in reverse. Yeah, and then chop wood. I feel like this person is trying to take accountability for what blocks them from taking action towards you. I feel like with poise in reverse here, this person may have, again, like put on a front or put on some level of, like they just wanted to please you is what it seems like, but then maybe they created an idea of like what they were ready for, or what they were capable of, or what they were like confident for. Poise in reverse is exactly what I was picking up on from the Eight of Pentacles and Yang, Eight of Pentacles in reverse and the King of Pentacles reverse. Like they're not, remember I was originally saying that this person doesn't feel confident to provide or take action or create maybe what you would want. And maybe they held off on making that clear because they wanted to people please you, but then they're realizing that that maybe wasn't fair to you. And I feel like they're trying to take accountability and see things from your side and admit to what they brought into the connection. So that's their purpose, is like they'd want to be fair with you and kind of admit to what baggage they brought to the situation and how maybe they weren't as honest as they should have been about how like their fears or negative experiences in their life that would have prevented them from feeling ready for a connection or on the same page as you. Maybe this person seemed like they were on the same page as you and then completely like disappeared, or they just out of nowhere acted differently. I feel like this person wasn't meaning to lie or like be deceptive. I think they were trying to please, and then through this experience are like realizing the need that how much they really need to make sure that their side of the street is clean, or that like they need to truly be they can't just like people please forever. It's like they need to know what they're confident for and ready to do in order to be fair to other people, you know? Like, I don't know. I just think this person is seeing how it's like they want to take accountability or that they are seeing the truth of this is what I'd want to say. And I definitely feel like with the chop wood here, it's like, yeah, and I feel like this person lets other people make decisions for them because they don't have this sense of being at home within self. It's like they don't, yeah, so it's easy for this person to avoid conflict or avoid making decisions. It's like they kind of like to not have to do that. But I feel like with this chop wood card, I feel like this person doesn't actually have the capacity or staying power or security to really build something stable. I feel like they're more in this chop wood in reverse, where it's like they like the idea of how things sound, but then when it comes to actually being ready for it and actually moving forward, it's like they're not actually ready for that. Even if they did like the idea of it, it's like they might have said, it's like they might have said certain things to avoid conflict with you, is like what I'm getting. And that probably set you up to have an unrealistic expectation or idea of this person. So I could see how that could go really wrong in this situation. Yeah, so for the extended, I want to see, again, so we're going to be looking at what do they truly want in this connection? What are some of the truths that they've held back from you? Anything else you need to know about this connection from spirit, and then we'll finish it off with guidance for you. And if anything else comes throughout the reading, we'll definitely look at it. But we'll also look at this person's feelings, their honest feelings for you, because I feel like there's a need to do some digging into what the truth is then that they haven't really been honest about, is how I feel. Yeah, so I'll have that link down below for those of you that want to go deeper into this reading. But if you found this part of the reading helpful or interesting, if you're able to hit the like button, leave a comment. I really appreciate everyone who does that. And if you're not subscribed, make sure you hit the subscribe button so you're able to see future pick a card readings. Other than that, I hope to connect with you again soon. Hello, pile number 3. Welcome to your reading. If you chose the Lucid Minds Tarot in this black obsidian point, this is going to be your reading where we're going to be looking at, I'm just going to move this a little bit. We're going to be looking at what this person would want to say to you. And we're essentially going to be jumping right in here. So I have a little bit less time to film this week, so I'm just going to be diving straight into the message. So just be extra discerning as to whether or not it sounds like it pertains to your situation. Okay, so please tune me into pile number 3's person's message that they want to give to pile number 3. What does pile number 3's person want to say to pile number 3? And ideally, this will be a message from the person that you came to the reading for. However, I would be open-minded. Sometimes Spirit brings messages through from someone that you need to hear a message from. So I would just make sure it resonates with you. And of course, you can always discern whether or not this is a person that you want to hear a message from. All right, so what are pile number 3's, what do they want to say to them? We have the 9 of Wands in reverse. We have the Queen of Wands. Lots of orange. We have the 7 of Cups in reverse. The 4 of Pentacles in reverse. Can we clarify the 9 of Wands? We have Judgment. Yeah, I do feel like there's sort of like a revelation coming through from this person or a changed perspective. I feel like this person has found some level of clarity that they may have been too rigid in order to be open to. Let's see. Can we clarify the Queen of Wands? The Two of Wands. Can we clarify the Seven of Cups in reverse? The Moon. So we have Cancer energy. Can we clarify the Four of Pentacles? The Chariot. More Cancer. Wow. And then the Sun at the back of the deck. Leo energy. Yeah, there's some kind of a clarifying force coming through. We also have the Moon and the Sun. So it's kind of like the opposites energy. There's a message coming through where I feel like this person wasn't able to see your vision or wasn't able to fully understand, like where you were coming from. And I feel like because of their desire to stick to what they already know or to stay in some kind of a comfort zone, it's like they misunderstood you, or it just keeps coming through like you're this Queen of Wands energy, very fiery with the Two of Wands. The Two of Wands is all about making a decision or a plan. To me, it's very forward movement like, and so it's coming together with this Chariot energy for me, where it asks you to follow your passions even if it pushes you outside of your comfort zone. And I feel like with the Seven of Cups in reverse here, there's next to the Four of Pentacles, there's a feeling of not being willing to see like other options, or not having an open mind. That's the biggest thing here, that this person wasn't able to have an open mind, but I feel like they're getting some kind of clarity on that. And so for some of you, maybe you made a decision to move forward that this person wasn't able to support you with it, or they weren't able to go with you, or it could be different for everyone. But it's like with the Sun here, there's just this feeling that they didn't get what you were doing, or they didn't get why you were making the decisions you were making, or why you wanted what you wanted. And this person may have even been like defensive toward you. And it feels like with the Chariot energy though, it feels like Cancer energy, where it's like it can be defensive, because it is like emotional on the inside. And I feel like this person will want to say that it's out of a fear that they were having with the Moon here. It's like almost thinking about the Cancer energy being an energy that likes being within its comfort zone. It likes being like, it's like the mother, like the womb, like it likes to be safe and protected, and doesn't necessarily like to be challenged or, pushed out. It's not like, think about Aries energy, for example, that's going to go after what it wants in a very like fiery kind of a way. Or even Leo here, just with the Queen of Wands, I don't know, maybe you guys have a more wand kind of energy. And I wonder if this person, there's kind of a couple different messages coming through. It's like, this could be someone that didn't understand why you I don't want to say fight, but like there could be like a fighter spirit within you, where like a spiritual warrior that doesn't rest and that doesn't want to just lay down and I don't know, like it's almost like a different reaction with the Nine of Wands here, where like a person who has been through certain pain in their life, which we all have, because the Nine of Wands talks about like different trials and tribulations that you've already been through in the wand suit. And it's like when the Nine of Wands is in reverse, it can be an energy of not having that will to keep fighting. It can also be like a sort of a defensive, paranoid energy because you're at the end of your rope in a sense. But I just feel like you were able to overcome with the Chariot here. The Chariot is an energy of victory and pushing forward despite challenges. And I feel that this person was almost afraid to see what was out there, or afraid to be pushed out of their comfort zone is the message. And where it's like you saw the sun, it feels like you saw the clarity, like you saw what was possible. This person saw what could go wrong, or what potential barriers there could be. I'm just trying to see like if what else, or if there's anything. And like with the world being in this person's hand, it's like versus Cancer energy. It's like Cancer is like not like that. It's the Cancer energy is like a homebody, like Cancer personified into a person. It's a homebody, and it's like it likes to withdraw and even hide in a sense, or it hides into its shell. And so I don't know, this could have been someone that hid into their shell. I want to see what the Judgment, I'm going to clarify. Yeah, look, Knight of Wands here, Six of Wands. It's like there's this confidence coming through. Okay, can we clarify the Judgment card, please? We have the Five of Pentacles in reverse. Strength in reverse. It's like there was some kind of fear that this person had with change. And it's like they didn't want anything to change, or they didn't want to risk like losing things. They didn't want to like keep fighting, or they didn't have the same tenacity as you. Let me, I'm just going to get some cards from another deck. But there's a strong message that this person wasn't able to see through their fears of the unknown, of challenges. It's like they didn't want to have to face certain challenges is how it feels. And in my mind, like, for example, what's coming through is like, let's say someone wanted to move to a new place and pursue a new career. Like, let's say there's one person who's very open to that idea and very unafraid of having to go through loss in order to gain things, or, you know, is not afraid of certain challenges because it's worth it, because you see the vision. It's like, then imagine that there's another person who's had the same job for like 10 years and doesn't want anything to change. Like, they're like the opposite of that. They like security more than they like expansion and growth. But what are some themes here relevant to what this person wants to say? Okay, I forgive myself for looking to others for proof that I'm worthy of love and acceptance. I choose to believe that it is in those lapses in external validation I'm able to cultivate a truer understanding of my innate ability to be loved, trusted, and valued. Okay, I forgive myself for attempting to escape the way I really feel about what's happening. Essentially, the need to trust that emotions have a purpose to them, and instead, and again, there could have been like again, we have comfort seeker and then the addict. So I feel like this person could have ran away, or like actually not ran away, but retreated. It's now safe to let go of the mechanism of ignoring my instinct in order to appear pleasant and agreeable. I choose to remember that my magic is not meant for everyone, and when I trust my desires to lead me to where I belong, I invest in the creation of my dream world, so that I may then see who fits. Okay, it's now safe to allow myself to take all the time I need in order to decide what I want to do or say next. I choose to remember that when I take time clarifying my truest desires, I may advocate for those desires and recognize them as such once they arrive in my reality. And then we also have, I forgive myself for taking from others when I'm concerned I may not have enough in the future. I choose to believe that I'm constantly being led, move towards what is meant for me, and life's unconditional support is not only unwavering, but also unending. And in the back of the deck, we have let go of the survival mechanism of believing that I must have control in order to find safety. When I allow self-validation and cultivate a deeper connection with myself, I build an internal guidance system that enables me to be gently led to places in which I feel the most free to be me. Yeah, and so I really feel here like there's an energy of a person that like wouldn't allow themselves to dream if it pushed them outside of their comfort zone. And I also feel like the Queen of Wands is all about accepting yourself wholeheartedly and, you know, seeing your flaws or the things that make you different and still being very confident and almost like just like very unashamed. And the Queen of Wands also is an energy that goes exactly for what they want. And so I just feel like there's almost this energy of this person wanting to say that they don't have this, that they didn't feel like they had the same sense of internal confidence. And trust in their inner instincts of like desire and passion and dreams of like what they want. This person is more bogged down or held back by like a judgment of other people. So challenging the status quo feels like something that they like. I feel like this person is more motivated by like security in relationships, or it could even be like they gain a lot of their self-worth from like relationships, or, you know, having a solid foundation in a sense. And so I just think this person's almost referring to some level of like difference between the two of you. Allow myself to take all the time I need in order to decide what I want to do or say next. I feel like this person, when I take time clarifying, this person feels like they're out of practice when it comes to their inner passions and their inner self and really knowing what really drives them or what they really want. Like, I feel like this person lives their life in a way that's just wanting to stay safe, essentially. Like, just like, they're not motivated by passion and love for themselves and acceptance of themselves. It's like they're more motivated by not disrupting the status quo or staying safe and being comfortable. Like, I feel like this person really likes to be comfortable because they're afraid of not having enough in the future. They're afraid of just trusting, and like the job scenario where I was saying, like, let's say you really want to move somewhere, or you have like a passion you want to discover, and, you know, maybe there are going to be some challenges, but it's like having that belief with the sun here, that optimism that it's gonna unfold in the way that it needs to. Or if you just follow your passions, there's gonna be unconditional support that's unending for you. Yeah. I guess as well, I think this person would want to say that they're like the kind of person that doesn't really make decisions on a whim. Like, this is someone who likes to plan everything out. And with the chariot also talks about control here. And so I feel like if this person was going to do something out of their comfort zone, it's like it would need to be very well thought out, logical, and planned. Yeah, it's like this person has fear of like just kind of going with their fire energy. It's like so I just feel like this is someone that doesn't really like to, they're more earthy in the sense that they like to think things through. And I feel like this person might take a really long time to make decisions. And it's like they like to make sure that they're not going to lose anything important in making certain decisions. But let's see. Let's get some more oracle cards. What would pile number 3's person want to say? We have here and now. Yeah, we have a change in the wind. It's like this person doesn't like change. And especially if there was some kind of a relationship already established with this person, or if you newly came into this person's life, I feel like it was very hard for them to just be like in the moment and not worry too much about the future, or it's like, or disregard certain things that have happened in the past. It's like this person is someone who really doesn't like to surrender to change because they like to be in control. That's the thing with the Chariot. So I feel like the unknown scares this person. We have a leg up in reverse. What would they want to say? Yeah, flexible in reverse for sure. To be fair. So I almost feel like this person, let me just get a sip of water. This person can struggle with a little bit of stubbornness, and a lack of flexibility or adaptability. And that makes complete sense, because it's like if someone struggles with adaptability, it's hard for them. That's like the kind of person that can really like for there to be a plan for things. And it's like, I'm just thinking about like the Myers and Briggs personalities, and I just feel like this person has a different personality from you, is something that they'd want to like highlight. And it's like they're trying to just explain how they are. And there's a certain personality trait where it's like some people are more open, like like they like to keep the plans open. They like to because they don't like feeling restricted. So it's like sometimes people don't like making and I'm actually like this, like I can feel a sense of restriction if things are too planned out, because yes, it provides some level of certainty and control and clarity, but then it also limits the potential options that there are for what you can do. So like, for example, but then also I think you need a balance of both is ideal, but I think this person really leans to the side of wanting to be cautious and stick to a plan, and they can be very rigid about that plan that they have, to a point where if something comes along that's asking them to change that, or they sense that it would be a shift to that, they can feel very defensive towards it. And yeah, they can feel almost attacked by that is like what I'm hearing. But I want to read you the flexible card. And so yeah, I think this person is also kind of saying that I think they can isolate themselves from other people too. It says, when you or someone else becomes too rigid, you lose access to growth and untapped potential. And that's what I feel like I'm getting. It says, and you find yourself in an us versus them scenario. Loosen up, open up your mind and heart, and see if a more flexible approach feels better. Rigidity will set you up for a fight where there are only losers and no winners. Could you find a way to bring about a result that's mutually beneficial? Meet in the middle. Spirit makes a great mediator. And I feel like with the Nine of Wands in reverse, this person could have gotten very like defensive, because maybe they felt like your way or your perspective or what you wanted was a threat to their status quo, and they felt threatened by that. And I feel like, I don't know if they acted in a way that was confusing or kind of pushed you away, or, you know, was very rigid or stubborn in something. But it's like they're kind of explaining why they're like that. And I feel like with the leg up, this person maybe can struggle with being open to give and take with another person. It's like they almost struggle with that, like, because they like things their way. It's like this feels like someone that likes things their way. They like the structures they've created. They like to maintain them that way. And they're willing to do everything themselves if they have to, just to maintain it the way they want it. Like, it's kind of giving, like, when someone, like, let's say they like their house cleaned in a certain way, or like they like, let's say you're moving in with someone and they have a very like rigid sense of the right way to, that things need to be done, you know, and they can feel very frustrated and threatened by, you know, like they might say like, I just wish you would like clean more. And then when you clean, they're like, you're not cleaning it right. Like, ugh, I'll just do it. And then they like take over. And it's kind of like this person has a hard time receiving, even though, because it's like then they have a hard time. Yeah, it's like they don't. It's giving that like control. There's a little bit of a controlling energy, like control freak type A. Not to call anyone a freak, but it's like that where they're not just do things on a whim, loosey goosey. They like order and structure, and they feel safe within that. Okay, I guess they just want to describe that. And it's like they have a formula for the way that they need things to happen. And they have a hard time trusting in situations or trusting, like it's like anxiety essentially. So I feel like this person gets anxiety for, and can tend to be more like anxious about things. Yeah, it's just coming through like that. So this person may have created a me versus you, or may have created conflict in the situation. I'm not getting like any overt conflict cards, but maybe they judged, at the worst case, maybe this person like didn't want to root for you, or like didn't want to see the validity in your perspective or the way you wanted to do things in life. And so they were like so rigid that the relationship couldn't go on, or I don't know. It just feels like there's a level of sticking to some comfort zone. Okay, but I just want to know, like, what do they want to say about that? Like, yeah, 8 of Cups here. I don't know. Yeah, look at this. Okay, so we have Strength underneath that in reverse. I feel like this person, I don't know if this person like got triggered or like was very like reactive towards you, or I don't know, but I feel like there's kind of an admitting of seeing your perspective with To Be Fair here, though. It's like this person would want to say that they do maybe see where they were being too yeah, I'm seeing this. Okay, so I feel like with the King of Swords here, we have literally the 8 of Cups and then the King of Swords and then the Ace of Cups in reverse. Yeah, look at this. Oh my God. Yeah, so there's kind of a story here where, and this doesn't have to be for everyone, but it's some form of this probably has to do with your situation, but it's like, I feel like maybe you were not able to be emotionally fulfilled in this relationship with this person in whatever capacity that was, because this person had a very strict way of seeing right and wrong. And like the King of Swords in reverse can be a very like, a little bit judgmental, like a little judgmental of other people's way. And with the Ace of Swords here in reverse, though, it's like this person, again, there's a energy coming through of like this person not maybe having made a mistake or not seeing clearly. Like I feel like this person's maybe seeing how their rigid perspective created conflict or created a rift, or it's like this person maybe feels like there's only one way to do things, or for things to be successful. And I feel like this person didn't really see the vision of what you were trying to create. But I also feel like maybe that's what led to an unsuccessful outcome in this connection, was like a lack of openness. And because I'm seeing here, we have the Hierophant, which again talks about like structures and rules and like following sort of a way of doing things. And then underneath that, though, yeah, look. And then we had the Ace of Wands. Where did that go? Ace of Wands right here. And then we have the Magician and then the Page of Wands in reverse. And so I just feel like this person, like if you're someone who likes to explore, likes to manifest things, it's like, I feel like the Magician energy is one that doesn't have to have all the raw materials or structures in front of them, but they manifest things into form in a different way. But I feel like there's different ways of going about things. And so I just feel like there's kind of a message here of your way versus their way, maybe admitting to some level of stubbornness that they had, and also lack of understanding other people. Like I just feel like they didn't really do you justice in understanding you. And then I feel like with the Two of Pentacles, this is all about like your priorities. And I just feel like maybe you had to choose something that was right for you, like your own priorities. Yeah, look at this. Now we have the Knight of Wands again, the Star in reverse. Yeah, I don't know. I just think that for some of you, it could be that this person turned an opportunity with you down, or like There's a feeling of either like this person wasn't able to go with you. And what I mean by that is it's kind of coming through where certain people aren't like compatible with our journey. And it kind of feels like that, where it's like this person's rigidity didn't give you the space for your self-expression and for you to create in the vision of what you want. And so I just feel, yeah, that's kind of what's coming through here. And I feel like maybe you had to leave the situation because of that. But yeah, there's a true sense that because this person wasn't adaptable or wasn't open to the way you saw things, that the relationship wasn't able to move forward is how it feels. Yeah, so is there anything that they want pile number 3 to know specifically in regards to this? The 9 of Swords in reverse. Could you get one more for that? Two of Pentacles. I don't know. I almost wonder if this person like I don't know if it's like didn't support you, but it's like they didn't. With the 7 of Wands in reverse, maybe they expected you to fail, or they expected you to like need their help. Yeah. I don't know how to put this into words, but it almost feels like this person, because they're so attached to their way being right, when someone does something a different way, it's almost like seeing that person succeed feels like a threat to them. And so I almost feel like this person was expecting you to maybe come crawling back to them, or they were expecting you. I don't know. There's something about them feeling threatened almost by the confidence you have that you're gonna be supported. So all these cards that are like, you know, you're willing to follow and be led to where you're meant to through following yourself. I almost feel like with the 7 of Wands in reverse, that can be when you kind of collapse on your values and what you stand for. And I feel like this person kind of wanted you to not be victorious in protecting your vision and what you hold sacred, or what your essence is, what your authenticity is. And I feel, yeah, I don't know if this person want you to know that, or it's like, I want to see just really quick, how do they feel about the way they were? How do they view their own behavior here? Yeah, so 5 of Cups. So they have regrets. I think they have guilt for the way that they treated you in this situation, or the way that they weren't more fair with you. I think they feel guilt for making this a fight, or not a fight, but like making it a me versus you, rather than both of us are valid and both of us can be successful without it taking away from the other person. Yeah, and I feel like maybe even this person, maybe they were also not like willing to support you or help you if you were going to make certain changes, or if you were going to do something in a way that wasn't the way they wanted it. I feel like this person maybe didn't want to support you in that. And I think they have regrets though for the way that they treated you. And that's what they want you to know. I think at the end of the day, I think that they see some level of error in their own ways. And especially if you've already I think this person sees your vision more too, like with the Queen of Wands, like they see you as this Queen of Wands, and it's kind of giving like the energy of someone that wanted you to stay small, didn't want your authentic self. Yeah, they didn't want you to shine. They wanted to keep you in some kind of a box, and it's kind of giving that energy where it's like, but I don't think they were able to And at first, I think they were maybe somewhat petty in some capacity. But I think they've done some level of reflection here on their own shadow. But yeah, so for the extended reading, I want to see what this person's specific regrets are. Like, I want to go a little bit deeper into it. Like, when they reflect on it, like, what do they really regret? I know I already got some of it, but I just want to see if there's anything else about that. I want to see how this person feels about you now. I also want to see what this person wants at this point from this connection. And then I want to get you guidance on this connection on whatever you need to hear. So I'll have that link down below if you want to join me there. Other than that, if you found this reading helpful or interesting, if you're able to hit the like button or leave a comment, I really appreciate those of you that do that. And I hope to connect with you again soon.